Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Darkness of Man, starring Jean Claude Van Damme. And he's gonna kill a lot of dudes. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Heart in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 14 available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. Jean Claude is back in the format that, he's good at. I think he's wearing a tube, though. I feel like that's a tube on him. He was going a little thin up top. That's a little thicker than I remember it. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm fine with it. He's doing his thing, doing martial arts. And it's this time it's personal. Oh, the darker it gets. Oh, it's going to get dark. Look at those dudes. Come here, Jim. Ruin the show every time. So, Jean Claude, I'm not sure. He promised some girl he'd watch over her kid. I don't know if it's his kid. It may not be. But she was killed by the underworld. And now, of course, the Russians, he says in the trailer, set him up. It's a setup. And they of course kidnap the kid, and then he has to go on a massive killing spree to save him. And so I guess he was in love with her, maybe. Doesn't get into the nitty gritty. All right, written by Alethea Cho and James Cullen Brissac, and directed by James Cullen Brissac. All right. So Jean Claude is, where is he? He's above the credits. Yeah, it's all him. It's all him. I don't recognize the other actors, but it's with Kirk Sticky Fingers Jones and Sharon Doherty. Oh wait, I recognize that name. Shannen Doherty's in it. Well, how about that? I didn't even see her. Where the hell is she? Where the hell is she? Well, good for her. Getting some screen time, I guess. I don't see her anywhere in this trailer. Why wouldn't you drop her in? That's not her. No, that's the character who's passed on. That's the romanticized female for this. Yeah, I don't see her anywhere. So, all right, first act. Jean Claude's got a lot of problems. He's sitting in a bar, just drinking, minding his own business. Yeah, it's a rough time. It's a rough time in the city. That's why I drink, to forget my problems. It's all gritty in the city. And then, of course, he comes outside, and then, of course, this group of guys want to kill him for unknown reasons. But, he beats them all up. He beats the crap out of them. And then, he moves on with his life. Maybe that sparks the events, but I don't think so. And they set up, he watches over the kid because of the underworld. And this is his mom, who I assume Jean Claude was in love with. Maybe we get a flashback scene. And then some bad guys come in to attack this guy who's either Jean Claude's friend, or it might be the grandfather of the kid, because he looks about old enough to be the grandfather, probably the father of the woman who was killed, maybe. So he's tied in with the whole family, and Jean Claude happens to be there, and of course he saves the day and he kills these dudes, and the guy's on the floor like, yeah, you don't realize what you've stepped into. Where is he? I can't. There he is. Yeah. You're a dead man. I love those lines. You gotta love that line in a movie like this. You're a dead man. That's like, all right, this is where, this is the line. From here on in, he's just gonna be killing dudes. You're a dead man, because the organization will kill you. So yeah, second act, just killing dudes left and right. And at some point, they kidnap the kid. I think they kidnapped the kid early. Not sure why they care at this point. I'm sure it's explained in the movie. And then Jean Claude goes mowing through dudes, and then the final scene, he's up against like the last boss or whatever, and to save the kid. And the only question is, does he die saving the kid, or does he save him but doesn't die? Most likely he survives because it's Jean Claude Van Damme, and if the movie does well, they'll want to do a sequel. Or, a lot of guys who play action heroes don't want to die in the movies. They don't want to die because I think it's kind of a mental thing. Like, they don't want their fans to see them die. Which I can kind of understand. I like a happy ending too. Sometimes, though, it depends upon the character. Sometimes the character could have a glorious death, and it would be better for the movie, but it kind of depends on the movie. This seems your pretty standard Jean Claude Van Damme will murder many, many people, but he's cool. So yeah, he's grizzled now. Another word for being old, but still kind of cool. He looks good in this, I gotta say. In the past, when I used to see Jean Claude in like 80s movies, when he was back when he was like in really good shape, and I just thought, oh man, come on. His accent, I thought the same thing with Arnold at a time. But Arnold, seemed to ratchet it up pretty quickly. Jean-Claude was always kind of second to Arnold in that, he did Universal Soldier, right? And there's a scene in that where he doesn't remember how to eat, and it's just the dumbest part. So part of it was on the script. Part of it definitely was on the scripts he got. He didn't get the better scripts. His accent would sometimes kill you watching the movie. Just ugh, man, I can barely understand what the hell he's saying. But he got better. I think he's a lot better now. It took a while. It took a while. Look, if you're an action star, let me tell you something right out the gate. Take acting lessons. Take them. Okay? If you're going to get into movies, just take the damn acting lessons. It's not going to take you that long. Take improv. Improv's probably the best. Just take them. For guys from other countries, part of the problem is they don't get our idioms, and that can be confusing and weird, and their idioms are different. Like, different cultures have different idioms. They just don't get them. So, but I like him in this. Maybe it's just the time we live in. I miss these movies. Maybe it's just, a blast from the past. But, I think it'll be entertaining. Yeah, he's just going to murder a bunch of dudes. Standard vigilante justice. And it's from a guy who knows how to move. That's the one thing you can give him. His acting is... but, he knows how to fight. The fight scenes are always awesome. You got to give him that. Fight scenes, awesome. So, Jean-Claude getting back in shape. He looks all right. Except for that hairpiece. I'm not sure. Is it a hairpiece? Maybe he got plugs? It kind of looks like a hairpiece to me. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a decent hairpiece. It doesn't look like totally unnatural or anything. It's like, it looks too dark. Maybe he dyed his hair. Yeah, that's it. Maybe he just dyed his hair. I don't think he should have done that. I think the gray would have helped him in this role. Just a little bit. Salt and pepper. Salt and pepper that S. Oh, yeah. Salt and pepper. Hey, you're already a broken, hard drinking martial artist, whatever the hell you are in this movie. So, Darkness of Man. All right. So when the heck's this coming out? Nah, it doesn't say. I don't think there's anything over here. No. So this feels like kind of almost a summer movie, or leading into summer, spring, I guess you would say, a spring movie. Kind of get psyched for the summer. It's not as big. It's not a big summer blockbuster, but something I would go to the theaters to see back in the day. Will it hit theaters? 50-50 at best. I mean, probably not. But it'll definitely be a streamer. Oh, yeah. They'll stream the F out of this. And people will watch it. And it'll probably get stacked in the pile with all the rest of the action vigilante movies. Unless there's some sort of breakout in this. Maybe it goes down the way of John Wick. People get into it and say, oh, that was really good. I'm going to see another one. if it does some business, has some legs, maybe you can go down the John Wick hole and do like 4 or 5 of these damn things. The Darkness of Man, The Darkness of Man 2, The Darkness of Man 3, Vengeance, The Darkness of Man 4, The Final Chapter, The Darkness of Man 5, The Other Final Chapter. And that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more bass takes. If you can find a more bass take than that, I say, take it. Join me this Saturday at Geek Fest in Woodbury Heights, South Jersey at Ridgeway High School from 10 to 5. Hope to see you there. See you in the next one.